Hey there, let's talk about the Egyptian-Czechoslovak arms deal. Good luck saying that one 5 times fast. This is going to take place in September of 1955, and in this agreement between Czechoslovakia and Egypt, Czechoslovakia is going to supply Egypt with $83 million in Soviet weapons. Now, this has to talk about Gamal Abdel Nasser. Now, Nasser is going to come to power in 1952, officially be elected president in 1956, but Nasser is going to realize that he can possibly play the Soviet Union and the United States off of one another to really benefit Egypt and thus benefit the entire Middle East. Because remember, Nasser views himself as kind of the leader of the entire Middle East. He wants to be the one to unify this Arab region, and he thinks that this is one way of him that he can actually go about and do this. Now, he's going to believe that if the Warsaw Bloc will sell weapons to Egypt, the Americans obviously will sell weapons to Egypt too, because they want to make sure they're kind of staying on the same playing field. Remember, Newton's law, every option or every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Same kind of thing is going on within the Cold War. If the Soviets do something, the Americans are going to respond. If the Americans do something, Soviets will respond. Nasser realizes this, so he's like, let's make a deal with the Warsaw Bloc, and then we'll make a deal with NATO countries because they want to do the same kind of thing. Meanwhile, we're just raking in weapons and getting ourselves protected and being in a really good position, and they're just giving us a bunch of weapons, which is great for us. So Nasser realizes trying to play both the Soviet Union and the United States off of one another for his benefit and the benefit of the Arab world. Now, the West, justifiably so, is enraged by this deal. They see this as incredibly wrong. They see this as Soviet expansion into the Middle East. So right here, you've got Czechoslovakia, which is a Warsaw Pact country. It's going to be controlled, so to speak, by the Soviets. They're really kind of the puppet state of the Soviet Union. They're making this deal with Egypt, and the United States and the West see this as the Soviets now putting their foot down in the Middle East. This is something the United States particularly does not like at all. The West does not like this at all, and they are righteously ticked off. Lastly, this is going to lead to Israel planning a war with Egypt because they see this as the fact that Nasser kind of just wants to take them out, which really Nasser did not like them at all for a number of different reasons, which we're not even going to get into. But this is going to lead to Israel trying to plan a war with Egypt, which is ultimately going to culminate in the Suez Crisis, which we'll be talking about in just a bit. Questions, comments, put it down below. Otherwise, good luck.